You know that feeling when someone says something mean and it ruins your whole day? What if I told you that feeling is only supposed to last 90 seconds? That's it. 90 seconds, and it's supposed to go away on its own. So why were you still mad 3 days later? Because you kept feeding it. Some people never seem to get mad. Nothing bothers them. You've seen this person. Maybe you wish you were them. Here's the secret. They are not special. They are not born calm. They just learned 5 small things. And today, you're going to learn them too. Let's start with the biggest lie you've ever believed. They know how to push my buttons. You've said this before. Everyone has. But stop and think. A button only works if it's hooked up to something. So, what is your button hooked up to? It's an old hurt. Something that happened a long time ago that still stings. When your uncle says one little thing, and you go from calm to mad in 1 second, that's not because he's powerful. It's because he tapped an old sore spot. Say your coworker makes a rude joke in a meeting. Everyone else laughs it off, but you're still thinking about it at bedtime. Why did it hit you so hard? Because that joke landed right on a bruise. Maybe it sounded like your dad. Maybe it sounded like a teacher who once made fun of you in front of the class. Your coworker didn't make that bruise. They just poked it. Here's something else that will surprise you. The mad feeling you feel is almost never the real feeling. Mad is like a big dog standing guard in front of a smaller feeling. That smaller feeling is too soft to show, so mad steps in front of it and barks instead. Under most anger is something small and soft: hurt, fear, feeling unloved. Your partner comes home really late and doesn't text you. You yell the second they walk in. But under the yelling is something else. I sat here wondering if you even think about me. That's not anger. That's a person just wanting to matter. The dog barks loud, so nobody sees the scared little kid hiding behind it. Next time you feel hot and mad, try this. Ask yourself, if I couldn't be mad right now, what would I feel instead? Then say that instead of yelling. Watch what happens when you say, I felt forgotten, instead of, you never think about me. One opens the door, the other slams it shut. Once you see this, you stop asking, why are they like this? And start asking, why did that hurt me so much? That one question turns you from a puppet on strings into the one holding the strings. Nobody controls how you feel unless you hand them the remote control. A man named Viktor Frankl lived through one of the worst places in history, a prison camp during a war. He noticed something amazing. Between anything bad that happens to you and how you react to it, there is a tiny gap, a small space, and in that space is all your power. Most people don't even know this gap is there. Something bad happens, and boom, they react right away, like a knee-jerk. But the gap is always there, even if it's tiny. Someone sends you a mean text. Your thumb is already typing back something rude, but right before you hit send, there's a tiny pause. In that pause, you can choose something different. Ask yourself one thing in that pause. Will I be proud of this tomorrow? That question is like a speed bump. It slows you down just enough to choose, instead of just react. Here's how to make that gap bigger. Picture standing outside during a storm, just watching it. You don't get wet. You don't get hit by lightning. You just watch the clouds go by and know the storm will end. That's what your mind can do with feelings too, if you let it. Inside you, there's a quiet part that can watch your feelings without becoming them. Instead of thinking, I am so mad, it thinks, oh look, mad is showing up right now. That's a small change in words, but it's a big change in power. It's the difference between drowning in a wave and standing safe on the beach watching it crash. Your teenager slams the door and says something rude. Old you would slam right back. New you notices, there's that hot feeling again, right on time. You see it, you don't become it, and from that calm little spot, you get to pick what happens next. People who never seem to get mad didn't skip the pause. They just learned to notice it and use it over and over until it became easy. What if that one really annoying person in your life isn't there to ruin your day? What if they're there to make you stronger, like a coach who makes you do the hard exercises? Think about the hardest person in your life right now, the boss who's never happy, the family member who always says the wrong thing. What if their whole job, even though they don't know it, is to help you grow a muscle you don't have yet? Your boss sends another annoying email. Old story. They think I'm bad at my job. New story. This is just practice for my calm muscle. Same email, totally different day. Once you see it this way, annoying people stop feeling like bad luck. They start feeling like your own personal gym. And here's a secret. The second you stop reacting, they usually stop trying. People who want to upset you need a reaction to keep going. Stop giving them one, and the whole thing gets boring fast. But growing strong only works if you also protect yourself. And that's where a boundary comes in. A lot of people think staying calm means letting people walk all over you. Say nothing. Just smile through it. But that's not calm. That's just being upset quietly. And it always comes out later, usually in a big way. Real calm comes from having a gate, not a wall. A wall keeps everyone out. even the good people. A gate lets you choose what comes in and what doesn't. Your friend calls you every single day just to complain, and never once asks how you're doing. Instead of getting mad about it, you say, "I love you, and I have 10 minutes right now. After that, I need to go." That's not rude, that's a gate. You're still there for them. You're just not letting it flood your whole day. People who stay calm aren't cold, they just protect their space. Your mad feelings are not random. They follow a pattern, kind of like a map with the same bumps in the same spots. Most people never look at their own map, so they keep hitting the same bump, surprised every single time. For 1 week, try this. Every time you feel that jolt of mad, write down 3 things. Who was there, what they said or did, what it reminded you of. By day 4, you'll start to see a pattern. I always get upset when people interrupt me. Rude jokes from bosses hit harder than jokes from friends. Once you see the map, the bumps stop surprising you. You start seeing them coming, and you just walk around them. But even with a map, sometimes you're still going to hit a bump. That's when you need to step away, not blow up. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is leave the room. Not forever, just long enough for your brain to cool down. There's a big difference between running away and stepping back on purpose. Running away is fear. Stepping back is smart. Your partner brings up something big right after your worst day at work. You feel the pressure building behind your eyes. Instead of snapping, you say, "This matters to me, but I'm too tired to talk about it well right now. Can we talk after dinner?" Nobody gets hurt. Nothing gets said that you'll wish you could take back. You just gave your brain time to reset. 5 calm minutes now can save you 5 hard hours of cleanup later. People who never blow up aren't holding it in through sheer force. They just know their map, and they know when to pause. Here's the biggest surprise of this whole video. You almost never react to what actually happened. You react to the story you tell yourself about what happened. Your boss sends you a short, blunt email. Story 1, they're about to fire me. Result, you panic all night. Story 2, they're just busy and need this fast. Result, you stay calm and get to work. Same 5 words, 2 totally different nights of sleep, and the only thing that changed was the story in your head. This matters most with the people you love most, the ones whose pain can pull you right in with them. You can care about someone a lot and still not sync with them. That's not cold. That's actually the only way to help someone for a long time, instead of burning yourself out in 1 month. Think of a lifeguard. A good lifeguard swims out, throws the float, and pulls the person to shore. A bad lifeguard jumps right in and drowns with them. Nobody gets saved that way. Your friend is going through a hard breakup and calls you every night crying. Instead of soaking up every single tear like it's your own, you say, "Let's really talk twice a week," and the other nights, "Let's do something fun that helps us both feel better." You're still there for them. You just stop letting their storm become your storm too. Once you notice you're always making up a story about your boss, about your friend, about the driver who cut you off, you stop being stuck inside your own imagination. You become the one writing the story, and a writer can always pick a kinder ending. Reading about calm doesn't make you calm, just like reading about push-ups doesn't build muscle. So here's your one job this week. Pick just one thing from this video. Maybe it's the storm watching trick. Every time you feel triggered this week, just say quietly in your head, "There's that feeling," right on time. That's it. That's your whole homework. By next week, it will start to feel less like something you're trying and more like just who you are. People who never seem to get mad were not born that way. They practiced this stuff until it became easy and boring in a good way. You have that same power sitting right inside you, right now, today. If this video helped you see something new, tap that like button. It really helps this channel grow. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you in the next one.